Hi everyone, this is Rakshita BK studying at Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I am going to explain you about the Constitution of India. Now let me see what are the contents that are present in the Constitution of India. Introduction, Constitution Assembly, Important of Indian Constitution, Need of Constitution of India, Necessity of the country, Features of Indian Constitution, Conclusion. Now we'll see Introduction to Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. The document lays down the framework that democrates fundamental political code, structure, procedures, powers and duties of government institution and sets out fundamental rights, directive principles and the duties of citizens based on the proposals suggested by Amentra. It is the longest written national constitution in the world. It imparts constitutional supremacy, not parliamentary supremacy, since it was created by a constituent assembly rather than parliament and was adopted by in people with a declaration in its permeable. Parliament cannot override the constitution. It impacts constitutional supremacy, not parliamentary supremacy, since it was created by a constituent assembly rather than parliament and was adopted by its people with a declaration in its permeable. Parliament cannot override the constitution. Now we'll see Constitution Assembly. The Constitution was drafted by the Constitution Assembly, which was elected by elected members of the provincial assemblies. The 389 members assembly reduced to 299 after the partition of India. Took almost 3 years to draft the constitution, holding 11 sessions over 165-day period. To Mr. President, sir, I am one of those I had housed who have listened to Dr. Ambedkar very carefully. I am aware of amount of work and enthusiasm that he has brought to bear on the work of drafting this constitution. At the same time, I do realize that the amount of attention that was necessary for the purpose of drafting a constitution so impart to us at this moment as not give to it by a drafting committee. Now we'll see what is the importance of Indian Constitution. A set of rules and principles on which all people of a country can agree or set forth by the Constitution. It provides the ways in which they want the country to be governed. It also includes an agreement on the type of government and certain ideas they believe should be upheld in the country. Need of Constitution of India. The Constitution of India was adopted by the Constitution Assembly on 26 November 1949. The Constitution declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. The importance of the Constitution of India is that it is the basic document that governs the country. The Constitution of India. Is important because it ensures that decision makers on behalf of the people are fair representation of public opinion. It laid down the ways in which officials exercising power could be held accountable to the people they served. Necessities for the country lays down the supreme law of the country, covers the fundamental rights and duties of citizens, sets out the people code of conduct, structure, powers and duties of all government institutions, describes how a democratic nation should function, explains who will form the government and what will be its rules and responsibilities, explains the relationship between the state and the citizens, limits the powers of the government and increase the role of citizens, tells the people about the rights over and above the state. Now we'll see the features of the Indian Constitution. Fundamental rights. The Indian Constitution provides fundamental rights to citizens to protect their interests and lives. These are also referred to as the conscience of the Constitution. These rights are provided to ensure that all citizens have the freedom to live as per their choice. Secularism. According to the Indian Constitution, India is a secular country. This means that the citizens of the country have the right to practice their religion freely and no one religion is given preference. Federalism. This means that in India there is more than one level of government. There are three items which are central, state and Panchayat Raj. Separation of powers. Power in the country is divided into executive levels and judiciary, each of which its own authority and power. Separations of powers ensures that power is not abused or concentrated with the practical people. Now we'll see what is a conclusion of the Constitution of India. On 25th November 1949, at the penultimate sitting of the Constituent Assembly, which drafted independent Indian's constitution, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar noted, "We are going to enter into life of contradictions. In politics, we will have quality, and in social and economic life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle on one man, one vote, and one vote, one value. In our social and economic life, we shall, by by reason of our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live in this life of contradictions?